Right now, all over the world, people are adding oil to their pots and pans and woks. The next thing that many of them are going to do is they're going to add aromatic vegetables to their oil. What are those? Well, I have some examples right here, and actually you know what they are. We have ginger and garlic and lemongrass and scallions. And let's get rid of our garlic skin here. And all the members of the onion family, and there are many, many others. Why do people do this at the beginning of cooking? Well, they do it to flavor the oil. It's really not about cooking the vegetables. We flavor the oil so that when we add our other ingredients, the oil carries the flavor of the aromatic vegetable and distributes it across your stir fry or your stew or your sauce or whatever you happen to be making. That's what makes it taste great. The key to getting the maximum amount of flavor out of these guys is coating them with oil. Once you do that, and the temperature's right, they'll release their flavor to the oil, and then you can distribute it over all the other ingredients in your dish. But what happens when you're only using a small amount of oil, which you might do if you were restricting calories or fat or just wanted to eat healthier? I frequently just use a tablespoon of oil in a 12-inch skillet, like this. That's a lot of surface area to cover with a tablespoon of oil. Let's take garlic, for example. I add my oil to the pan. I add my minced garlic if I'm making shrimp marinara. And there's just a tiny layer of oil in there. So my garlic takes a look and says, "Are you kidding? Do you think I'm going to give myself up to that?" Well, the problem is that the garlic is full of water, like all vegetables. And instead of releasing its flavor to the oil, it releases its water to the oil. And it steams in its own moisture. That's not going to do very much for your stir fry or your sauce. The solution is to fool the garlic into thinking that it's being sauteed in a lot of oil. And then it will release its flavor. I call that solution pooling oil. The secret to pooling oil is, as the name suggests, to keep your oil and whatever you add to it in a little pool. Let's see how that works. Here I have a tablespoon of olive oil, and I'm starting as if I were making shrimp marinara. I want to adjust my flame a little bit on this little camping stove, which I'm not used to cooking on, so we can get some action. And ideally, the oil would stay in the middle of my pan, but gravity is such that it's shifted to the side. And that's okay, as long as it stays in a little pool. So now I'm adding my garlic, and I want my garlic to have the illusion of swimming in oil. And now I'm going to add my parsley. And as you can see, I'm keeping them in just a little pool so that they become very well coated with the olive oil. And I know when I start to smell the garlic that they've released their flavor to the oil. And that's what I'm starting to smell now. This smells really Italian, as a matter of fact. So once I get that signal and they become fragrant, then I can distribute them over my entire pan. And if I really were making shrimp marinara, now I could add my shrimp.